Here's a beat from Beat It Out with Jay Moore and Adam Carolla.
If you were a dwarf, would you ever get out of the race car bed? Or would you just keep that your whole life? Bury me in this bed, I would yell.
Yeah, I would have a race car bed casket.
Yeah. That bed, plenty enough for you, and you always look cool.
Beat It Out with Adam Carolla and Jay Moore. Subscribe to the show at adamcarolla.com/Substack. Let's get back to the Adam Carolla Show.
Was a race car bed a thing of your youth?
Yeah, definitely. I wanted one. I don't even think I got one ever.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no. It was just a distant dream and something at the rich kid's house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There was one in a window at a bed place in Santa Monica that if we ever visited my Uncle Ralph, Vince, and then Greg Bruno, when we drive home, I could look through the window of my dad's VW Bug and see it. And I would just imagine, who?
I think I had a secondhand one.
Really?
I just unlocked the memory.
Really? You bought a crashed one?
No,
one with high mileage? Rusted out.
Hey, the frame was solid, all right? We just replaced that quarter panel. It was good.
Should have got the rust proven. I tell you, get the warranty. You wouldn't listen. All right, what's going on in the news?
All right, in the world of entertainment, Bill Maher torched Sean Penn for criticizing his meeting with President Trump, hitting back at this Fast Time at Ridgemont High's actor who sat down with Fidel Castro and Hugo Chavez before. Check it out.
I have not been invited. The only reason I would not accept an invitation is because I see no, it's a long flight. I see no.
Really? You meet with fucking
I don't think
Castro and Hugo Chavez, but not the President of the United States?
Yeah, I saw good results come out of some of those things in terms of agendas that I had. I don't think that there's anything that I would... I just personally wouldn't trust anything that was said in the room.
Okay.
He is Sam.
Yeah, the thing about... look, I've interviewed Sean. There's something going on, and I don't know exactly what the wiring is, but Sean's a cool guy, and he's a smart guy, and he's an interesting guy, and I had a nice conversation with him, and there's a thing. It's kind of it's too simple just to call it a hippie thing, but it's like him and Jane Fonda and all those people. The first thing that they do is they take someone like George Floyd and they make him into a hero, and they take Hugo Chavez and they make him into a hero. They take Che Guevara and they make him into a hero.
Lionize.
And then they take Ronald Reagan and they turn him into a criminal, like a war criminal and all that kind of stuff. And okay, first off, there are a lot of shades of gray, but here's the thing. Ronald Reagan maybe has done things you disagree with and I disagree with, but Fidel Castro's fucking horrible, and he's a tyrannical dictator, and he killed a lot of people, and he's a piece of shit. So, first things first. In a world where nobody bats 1,000, I'll take the guy who bats 377 versus the one who bats 26. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're just exalting the virtues of the 26 guy. And I know who these people are. They pick these weird characters, and then they sort of turn them into deities. And everybody, look, Nelson Mandela, if you do a deep dive into Nelson Mandela, you're going to find a bunch of shit you'll never hear anywhere, or you'll never hear that Martin Luther King had a lot of side pussy. It's just stuff. People.
A lot of nuance.
Everything is nuance. So
even Gandhi.
All right. Overall, I will live. Would you rather live in a country where Ronald Reagan was your president, or where Fidel Castro was your president? Okay, or Hugo Chavez. That's all I'm fucking saying, people. That's all I'm saying. And you can go, I don't want to live in either. No. It's either this. It's either Ronald Reagan, or it's Donald Trump, or it's whoever you didn't like in the past, one of the W. Bush or something, or Fidel Castro. There's your choice. What would you do, Sean? What would you like? I think if you gave him 2 beers, he would go with Reagan. But there's something that they have to do, which is they have to push back. And so part of the pushing back, it's kind of hippie thing. I got it. I understood it from my mom and my family, my grandmother and stuff like that. You know, my grandmother was out basically marching for communism, you know, in the 30s or something. And it's like, it's the same people that are out there pushing Palestinian and Hamas. Like, you do understand that if you're gay over there, you get thrown off a fucking building, right? Okay. Well, what about what we have to deal with here? I don't know what you have to deal with here, but it's not getting thrown off a fucking building. All right? So that's your side. So then what's going on? Communism. Oh, I love communism. You do? Do you really? Is that how you want to live? You know how many millions of people die in those kind of regimes and how miserable life is for those people?
I love standing in the bread line.
Right. And all you do is talk about freedom and oppression and freedom. Well, guess what there's less of over there? What you claim to want. So what are we really talking about here? And what we're talking about here is you're just sort of counter whatever is. Whatever your dad liked, I'll just do the opposite. And they don't really realize what they're doing. So, and it's 2 parts. They go, well, what are we going to do? Well, you have to hate Ronald Reagan. Okay, done. But what else? Well, you could like Fidel Castro. Okay, good. Now good. Because all I'm doing is rebelling. I'm literally just rebelling. I'm just doing whatever it is, doesn't make sense. You don't want me to do it. Now, I don't even know I'm doing it. So Bill Maher knows you're doing it, and he wants to know why you're meeting with these tyrannical leaders and you wouldn't have lunch with Trump, and you don't really have a good answer. But you don't know what you're doing, and you go to the grave. I mean, half these people I see out protesting are 65 plus. This like 74-year-old woman. I saw a 74-year-old woman just going, I don't want to have to live with this and this over my head. It's like, bitch, nothing's going on. You're fucking 74-year-old white chick. Shut the fuck up and go knit a fucking shawl. Sorry. Go ahead.
Next up, let's lighten the mood a little bit. New Jersey high school forced to cancel full day of classes after over-the-top senior prank. Say it went too far. I feel like this is good, clean fun.
What was
nothing
the senior
stolen?
What
they did was grab everything out of the classrooms, duct tape it, and sort of
wrap
it in a sort of
cellophane.
Homunculus. Yeah, of a giant. You know what I mean?
Homuncular, yeah. With your homunculi.
So, you know, they went buck wild and put everything right. They're investigating. They're searching for the culprits.
Are they
now.
I don't think my kids did a class prank. Did you do a class prank?
Yeah, you know, the fountain full of bubbles. Everybody was splashing bubbles in everyone's face. It was a good one.
We did a few weird ones. Somebody would inevitably, there was some good stuff. Somebody pulled the Bob's Big Boy guy out of the ground and put it right in the quad. That was pretty cool.
That is cool. That's expert level.
That was solid. Another solid one is they went and got the cow from the 4-H whatever and walked it into Mr. Space and put it in Mr. Space's office. That was good. Then I planned my senior prank to be a little more interactive because the thing is everybody shows up Friday and sees the prank from the night before. But I was like, what if they experience the prank when it's happening? Know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
okay.
I got my little militia group together in my house because I lived in the garage basically across the street from the school.
Yeah.
And I said, now what if we fill up like 150 water balloons at my house and then we put them in big garbage bags and we stash them around, you know, like about in the shrubs and stuff, just push it back there. We'll do that tonight. And then tomorrow at lunch, when everyone gathers into the quad, we'll all kind of zip our jackets on and put like ski masks on, and everyone go load up on water balloons, and then we'll fire on everybody in the quad, and then we will make our escape to my house. Because once you go over the fence, I'm just across the street. So everyone planned it out. We had the signal and everything, and we went at it, and everyone got their water balloons and started firing on everyone. And everyone starts girls are sitting there eating their sandwich on the bench and stuff, getting hit in the back of the head with the water balloon. And everyone's getting it nailed by the water balloons. And then when everyone's out, we all have to bid a hasty retreat, like through this long hall, sort of outdoor area, and then over the top of the fence. And it worked good, except for my one friend, John, got to the fence, got about halfway up, and about 10 black dudes just grabbed him and pulled him back down.
What?
It was like, beat on him.
It was so wholesome into that.
I know, until they turned on him.
What, they just beat the shit out of him for water balloon crime?
Well, to be fair, the place, this was pre-sort of terrorist attack, but it was a bunch of dudes in ski masks throwing stuff, and people started screaming and stuff because they didn't really know what was going on. They thought they were under some kind of attack. And so John got it, but he didn't squeal. And, it was always the scuttlebutt was everyone knew it was me and us and whatever, but no one could prove anything because they didn't have, but you didn't have the film and cameras and stuff back then.
Yeah.
So no. Now my friend, another friend who, decided to shit in a 5-gallon bucket.
I knew it was going there.
I know, for like
always
a week.
Grossing me out with that one.
And he went out. They were a senior. I wasn't even a senior. He desecrated the whole school with his poop. It was maniacal. And they found out it was him. And he was bound for Berkeley.
Yeah, DNA testing.
And they were like, I don't think so.
Oh, really?
They were like, something's wrong with you.
Scatological.
Yeah, something's wrong. And it was a big to-do. And eventually ended up going there after he had to clean up all his sort of helter-skelter written poop, everywhere. Like, I got where he was coming from.
A shit smear as a Berkeley graduate? Can't believe it.
Oh, yes. 100%. But that was a year older than me.
All right.
So, I don't know. Did you do one, Dawson?
We did not. We were really frightened off of it because 2 years before I graduated, the senior prank was putting raw fish in the new air conditioning ducts.
Damn.
And they did major damage. I mean, $30,000 worth of damage. And so everyone was like, we're not doing shit.
Yeah, also, if you are going to college, they can hold back transcripts. They can get you into trouble. We weren't going anywhere, so you couldn't do anything to us. We were leaving.
Low risk, high reward.
Carolla, you think you're going to be digging ditches on a construction site? I don't think so. Not after this stunt. So we all went for it.
I think what they actually did was fish fertilizer. It wasn't actually fish.
There were some other ones around the country that got crazy. Like, there was a bunch of guys brawling in the tri-state area, Jones Beach State Bargain up there in Jersey, but in Malibu they did pandemonium by supergluing classroom doors shut, driving golf carts down staircases, causing tens of thousands of dollars worth of damage.
Malibu, man.
And now Malibu's back at it again.
That's where Sean Penn lives.
Yep.
All right, what else?
Next up, we got this Riverside No Kings protester struck in a felony hit and run, and the suspect is still at large. But we got some crazy video from him.
All right, so it's down. It says downtown. It says downtown Los Angeles, but it's Long Beach. I don't know. I kept trying to find this story and I couldn't figure. Anyway, cars driving.
I've seen two different videos.
The No Kings thing. They're pushing on the.
Yeah.
There's different.
Over.
Okay, there's different vids. There's different
exactly,
vids.
Yeah.
There's another one. There's another vid, Dawson or Andrew, in there where it's like a red SUV and it's from behind. And it's at
black,
night.
I think, right?
Oh, maybe it's black or red SUV behind at night. It does the same thing.
There's a lot of people fucking around and finding out.
Well, okay, you're driving. You may be driving with your kids. I don't know, or maybe just be alone. But good, if I got, my 4-year-old twins in the back seat, I'm not fucking getting out of the car and trying to talk it out with the young folk. And then my thing is like, I will stop and I will sort of try to be courteous and whatever. But if you're going to jump up and start smacking the side of my car and whacking it with a skateboard or something, then here's what I'm saying. If I'm holding a gun and you're in front of me, I don't want to shoot you. But if you're going to get aggressive, I'm not going to put the gun away because I'm holding a gun. And now listen to me, everyone. A car is 5,000 pounds and 200 horsepower, and a crazy, nervous, freaked out mom with a foot that all she has to do is depress the right side of it 7/8 of an inch, and you're getting run over. So I don't know what you think you're doing. If the mom was... Yes, that's it. If the mom was holding a gun, would you be smacking her fucking in the forehead, or would you step back? It's a car. And by the way, if you want to kill 13 people, just go plow into a farmer's market with your car. You'd kill more than you could with a Glock. All right, here it is. Sorry. This is Long Beach Road. They're throwing shit at the car. They're punching
throwing
the car.
shit at the car, kicking it, and this guy just swerved out of the way and crushed somebody. Apparently.
Yeah, good. All right, but here's the.
Oh, there it is.
Good.
Okay.
Here's the thing, everyone. The person driving the car doesn't even necessarily disagree with you. They're just going home or coming from work. They turned down the wrong street. Then they saw you, and then they stopped, and they didn't yell, "This is MAGA country, bitch." They just stopped their car, and then you started beating on the car, and then you gathered around the car. Now, I do not know what you're expecting out of the mom in the car, but expect at some point, I'm not going to put the gun down in between us and flip a coin. If I'm holding it, you're going to get shot. If you'd like to walk away, then you're not going to get shot. If you want to pick up a sprinkler key and come charging at me, then you will get shot. But that'll be your decision.
But safe spaces and octagons in Florida, you'd be scot-free, I believe.
I think
Not a lawyer.
I think everybody who's in a car who's being surrounded by a mob, especially if they're beating on the car, is scot-free. I don't think there's a court in the land that will convict these people if you're surrounded by an angry mob. Now, you add the mom part, the female part, or kid in the car, whatever, you're fucking gone. You're gone for free.
Totally.
Yeah. You with your mixed martial arts background.
Listen here, man. The mob will get you. I found out the hard way with the Diaz boys one time. Yeah, they'll get you. You gotta. No.
What happened with the Diaz boys?
I was trying to get a rematch. The guy, they told me to go in there, and I went in there, and then his whole team jumped me. It was a famous thing. Yeah,
I fought
Nick. I fought Nate. I fought Jake Shields. I fought everybody at the same time.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, man.
Still alive.
Who was who were you trying to get the rematch with?
Me and Shields never had a rematch. And he saw me off the microphone and was like, "Oh, you want your rematch?" And I was like, "Yeah, give me my rematch, buddy." And pandemonium. In other news, Prince William's billionaire pal, Sanjay Kapoor, dead at 53, swallowing a bee during a polo match.
Oh, now, are you allergic to bees, or is it because you swallowed
triggered a heart attack? The billionaire businessman and chairman of global car parts giant Sona Comstar collapsed during a polo match in England on Thursday.
When I was in Florida, this is kind of crazy. I was in Florida doing shows, I don't know, a month and a half ago. And when I was done, there was a really nice lady, and she just came up to me. She was waiting in line, get a book, get a picture. And she just goes, I had a husband of 25 years. We were great. I don't know, sweethearts from college or whatever. 5 years ago, he got stung by a bee, just died. Just boom. Just like one day, good health. Next day,
allergic.
Gone.
Too bad.
I don't know what he was, but he just got stung by a bee, gone. And she said, "It's been 5 years. Your podcast got me through it. I listened to it, and I don't think I could have done it without you." And I said, "The book's $20. I can sign a titty if you like." And she was real sweet. And I just thought how fast that could happen. Just boom, this soulmate, boom, gone. Just got stung, pow.
Yeah.
That bees do a fair bit of that. I think. Bee stew, I'll bet you. Now you got to look it up, Andrew. In the United States, bees kill more people than rattlesnakes.
Oh, yeah.
Kill more people than any kind of commercial airliner situation. Sharks. Bees must kill more people than sharks.
Bears, definitely.
Bears. I know a lot of people, women especially, who will not go into the ocean because of sharks, but will happily go outdoors where the bees are all day, every day.
On account of the period blood.
That's a good, I never thought about
Sharks
that
can
angle.
smell about 3 miles away.
That's what happened to that chicken Jaws at the beginning. So sad, weird. I don't know if it's being he's allergic or he swallowed it or what the cause was.
It caused a heart attack. That's what the Mirror is reporting. Just hours before his death, the Indian-born businessman who was studying in the UK paid tribute to the victims of Thursday's Air India plane crash that claims the lives of 241 people.
That it is kind of weird. I know you like to put a little tinfoil hat on every once in a while.
I do.
Remember, there was that guy who worked for Boeing or something, and then he kept saying, if they find me dead, and at some point he killed himself in his car or whatever, and he was a whistleblower, and
Yeah, like he was getting ready to testify, and then suddenly he just had a change of heart and hung himself in his car.
Something like that. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of... Yeah, I mean, what percentage? Okay.
You're saying that someone shot this bee in this man's mouth to silence him?
No, I don't know. Sam Tripoli said, I don't know. I feel, I
This is a psyop?
I'm trying to think, is it better to have a drawn out illness and be able to sort of make your peace with your family, or is it better to just be literally on a pony horse with a mallet and just
Or just bounce out the 58th floor? Yeah.
Right. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Which one do you say? A slow, inevitable death where you're just hugged, surrounded by your family?
Well, I mean, I'll tell you what. One death every 2 years with the sharks out here. I will say this, 72 deaths in the U.S. attributed to bee stings.
Oh.
Yeah, they got them beat. I would say, look, if somebody said, look, you want a nice, slow 6-month death, I would go, yeah, but I'm not going to spend a lot of time with my kids, and I'm not going to necessarily spend time holding hands. We're going to the Home Depot. Like, I'm imparting some... I would take my son and my daughter and go, listen to me. Let me tell you what I know. Like, I'm just going to give it all to you. And we're going to make arrangements for whatever gets what and stuff. Yeah, I'd probably take that.
Hey, Adam. Got a rich man, poor man for you. Being driven around by others for work. You're either a corporate bigwig in a town car or on an airplane, or you're a migrant worker in the back of a 10-passenger van. The middle class, we just drive themselves to and from work. Get it on.
You can leave us a message at 888-634-1744.
Yeah, that one has been covered for the rich man and the poor man. I don't do it normally, but there's a version of it. But Uber kind of screwed it all up because Uber, now everyone's getting driven
capitalism.
around. Yeah.
I just thought of my children. Or you're like a middle-class kid getting driven around by a mom.
It used to be you get driven to the airport, which is when you're poor, your friend drops you off at the airport. When you're rich, the town car drops you off at the airport. But then Uber screwed up the joke because now everyone's kind of
Everybody
Uberized.
can do it. Although, it's like $130 to like Uber to LAX now.
I
was
listen,
just shocked by it.
I have a poor person mentality, and so once in a while I'll be with someone and they'll go, oh, I left my sunglasses or whatever, and then someone will go, we'll just Uber them over to your house, and I'll go, that $86 to bring? Yeah, we'll put them. I'll call an Uber. We'll put them in the Uber. They'll bring them over. It's like I'm gonna pay $77 to return this person's sunglasses. For some reason, there's an Uber where no one's in the car. You're just bringing stuff out.
I've had friends that have done that before,
and I'm like, it just feels like an exorbitant amount of money,
right?
For returning
and then you
something.
have to communicate it to I did do that once when my toddler, my second kid at the time, hid my driver's license, and I ended up at O'Hare. Did you know that you can fly with a Costco card and a TSA pre-check?
No, I did not know that.
So apparently, because your Costco card is renewed every year, so it's renewed more frequently than your driver's license. They were like, totally fine that you don't have your driver's license. We know you got to make this flight for a speech in Chicago. And then they were like, also, you have pre-checks, so we've done a background check. You're okay. I think they just gave me a pat down and checked my luggage, right? But then I couldn't get my rental car at O'Hare. Mm-hmm. And it was a whole process. And I had my husband fax a photo to like a FedEx off-site. And then I had an Uber pick up the FedEx and bring it to the rental car facility. And I remember it was like $30. And I was like, this is ridiculous. Just give me the freaking rental car. It felt like so dumb to pay that money.
All right, stuff to get into. Mm-hmm. So there's this shooting at the ICE facility that took place very recently, and people were killed. And I've been saying this, and I think
detained immigrants were killed.
Oh, they were. I didn't hear the. Okay, so. Were they trying to kill detained immigrants?
Well, that was what leftists on X were saying, but then it turned out that no, the guy was actually anti-ICE, and I think he was just a very bad shot.
Right. Okay. So here's the thing that I've been saying for a long time. You are compelling people to take action if you keep talking this way about people who are trying to do a job. There's a way to disagree with people in a way that doesn't compel people to take action, but that's not the way they do it. And so the night before the shooting, Gavin Newsom was on Colbert. By the way, always note the deep leg cross.
You love to talk about the leg cross
because it is a competition with.
Did they like color coordinate their suits too?
Progressive guys cross their leg. The only one who'll go deeper than Gavin Newsom is Obama.
Obama does do it pretty deep. He almost can wrap his ankle like around his other foot. He
dislocates his hip on his left side so he can get a little more action.
Very flexible hip flexors.
I think these two guys work with like a Pilates instructor, and like the Pilates instructor, like on the first day, they go, "Are you having back problems or upper back or lower spinal?" And they go, "I want to learn I want to be able to cross my legs like I never had a cock and ball.
I want to virtue signal so much when I go on late night television."
If you saw them with their Pilates instructor, it would all be them sitting on a padded chair and the Pilates guy just forcing the deep leg cross is how you signal to your constituency that you are down because you don't have balls. All right, so here he is. I don't know. I mean, what is this?
He's letting the gray come in a little more. Good for him. He's embracing the age.
Is this good? Is this 10? Thank you. Is this 10 hours before the shooting? I don't know. Maybe it's 12 hours.
I think I'd say
all right, but here he is. Like if I just woke up, I went to bed whenever Terry Schiavo fell into a coma, and then I just woke up now and I turned this on, I'd go, "What's going on here?" "Well, this is a late night show." And I go, "Who's that?" "Well, he's the governor of California." I'd go, "Oh, what's going on? We got to take up arms." Like, we got to go.
He said you have to push back.
Well, none of they got to push back, but he said that unmarked cars and masked guys with no ID
are grabbing people from behind.
Black and brown. It's always black. I don't know what black people. Don't you feel like black people just want to go? Can you just fucking leave me out of this one? Like, this isn't us. This isn't us. Like, I know you like to say black and brown, black and brown, black, whatever.
They just got a broad swath.
Everything affects the black and the brown person. You cannot not include the blacks, but I don't know how many blacks qualify for what exactly you're
like
you're
how many
Ugandan
immigrants are being rounded up by ICE
and disappeared.
Like Haitian.
Disappeared means what? Give us examples. Who are we talking about? Who? No ID. No nothing. All right. So he's lying. I don't know how much more of this. I'll watch a little more. But sorry.
The chills are fine. Called the Democratic states.
All right.
And he said this like literally 10 days after Charlie Kirk was murdered.
There's
in broad
another
daylight. It's like,
clip.
Does he have no sensibility at all?
This is the greatest clip, which is I love the misuse of the word literally. I love it when people go, I was so scared. I jumped out, literally jumped out of my skin. Literally. Okay? Literally jumped out. I was like, okay, you're not using the word literally correctly. There. He's doing, well, let's listen to this one. This is good. This is a few days before. He's signing a bill. Oh, by the way, I love when Gavin Newsom gets angry. I love indignant Gavin Newsom.
Isn't
I
he
love when he
always
goes.
indignant?
No, he is now. He was nice. There was nice
He used
Gavin.
to be nice, Gavin. I feel like
Right,
ever
now he's
since-
It was nice when nobody pushed back on
Right.
him.
And now he's like, I don't. You always look when he says damn.
Oh yeah,
And he goes, I'm
like,
sorry, but these
thinks he's so
damn,
tough.
these damn rules. And it's like, I can no longer contain myself because he's damn angry about it. It's the whole thing is, it's such a thinly veneered, paper thin,
Does anybody-
hollow, tinny act. I would believe one of those plastic owls that they put up on the roofs of seagulls don't shit on your restaurant more than I believe this guy's acting.
I feel
Why
like-
is it attractive to people?
I don't. It's only attracted to like a small group of people, and I have been hearing some rumblings that some high-level Democratic donors do think that he might be the chosen one for 2028 because
so
they think that
bad.
they can like moderate him a little bit. I honestly think if they were smart, they'd choose Josh Shapiro, but I don't know if they're that smart. He is like the male. He's the male Kamala.
Yes.
Like the lack of empathy and realness, I think that
Zero.
There's
Soulless.
zero. It's like it's such a shtick for him. There's not a genuine bone in his body.
But let's hear this one because he uses literally.
Mass people quite literally disappearing.
All right, sorry, you got to go back. Go back to the start. Sorry.
People in mass, people quite literally disappearing. No
Literally.
due process, no rights in a democracy where we have rights.
No rights.
Immigrants have rights.
Immigrants.
And we
We're all
have
immigrants.
the right to stand up and push back. And that's what
They're
we're
going
doing
to push back.
here.
All right. So anyway, people are literally disappearing. Like Merlin showed up with a magic wand and went poof, and just
Also,
literally disappearing people.
Is this like this guy's been in government for a while? He's like a lawyer. I mean, how due process is for American citizens?
But also, Stephen Colbert or any one of these guys, can you stop them in the middle and go, look?
Of course not.
These people are trying to do a job. Now, maybe you disagree with it, and maybe they do things that you don't agree with on occasion, but they're not just showing up and grabbing Americans and
Turns out we have
disappearing
evidence
them.
to show that the people that they're disappearing are people who have, I don't know, stood with Hamas and other people that have actually killed American citizens.
But also, it's
Like,
a
do we want
process.
those?
Everyone has a badge. Everyone has a job. Everyone gets processed. There's no rogue agents that are disappearing
I have friends
people.
that work for like FBI SWAT. Turns out when they go in and raid places, like remember that like whole Armenian money laundering thing where they were stealing money from the government from COVID and it was like tens of millions of dollars? They were U.S. citizens. FBI SWAT goes in, they're masked.
Right.
And then those guys get due process because all of that is a part of like the arrest warrant and the procedure to move forward and prosecute them at trial.
Right.
And this is like they're conflating if you and I as American citizens were to get grabbed by masked men on the street from the government is very different than an illegal immigrant with alleged crimes that they have committed on top of illegally crossing the border.
Right. But if you thought
It's not the same. Like I'm sorry, guys, you don't have the same rights.
No, they always say your constitutional rights. Well, constitutional rights apply to people who are legal
citizens
in the United
Yes.
States.
Yeah, but also, if you really break it down, it's super simple. They think Maryland dads are being snatched up off the street in unmarked vans, and we think ex-gangbanger human traffickers are being grabbed by the streets. It's the same guy. They think of him as a friendly Maryland dad. I think of him as a human traffickers in a gang.
And maybe there are some of these people that are in the in-between, right?
Yeah. Listen, there is going to be gray area. and things fall through the cracks. It's just the way it's going to work.
But these are the same people that wanted to arrest people for misinformation online during COVID.
Right.
This is the same guy that prosecuted the guy that did the undercover Planned Parenthood videos when they were selling baby body parts.
Right.
Without all the HIPAA violations on the face of the planet. This is the same guy that wanted to dox, with Kamala Harris, by the way, libertarian and conservative donors here in the state of California. Right. So the due process thing, I just don't believe, because you and I are too informed and have brain cells to see through his BS.
Yeah, I mean, Obama weaponized the IRS against his enemies. I don't know how much process.
Our buddy Dave Rubin.
Yes.
He Newsom and the IRS came after him too.
Yeah, I don't know how much process that you get when the president weaponizes the IRS to go after conservative businesses or whatever.
Lower level staffers.
Yeah. All right, so I just want to see him on Colbert one more time, just the first 40 seconds, just to hear what he says, because this takes place, I don't know, 10 hours before the shooting begins at the ICE facility. It's rogue?
Yeah.
Are these rogue ICE agents or just rogue citizens or individuals?
With no due process, masked cartel guys round up people in Mexico too, and he doesn't get too upset about that.
Right. But I love the hyperbole. Everyone's just Tom Homan's just running around with a dart gun shooting people that are brown or black and dragging them in.
But he said there's no hyperbole.
Island.
He loves that word too.
There's no.
Literally and hyperbole.
Started from the beginning. He's not exaggerating.
He's proud of a law that doesn't do anything.
Right.
He's got jazz hands, man.
Now here's where the hero part comes in. He steps in. He stands up, but it's a lot of stand up and fight and push back and whatever. And here's what I'm saying on this show. Gavin Newsom is 60 and lying and fucking knows he's lying and knows he is using tons of hyperbole when he says no hyperbole. And everybody over the age of 45 in politics is lying their fucking ass off. He knows what's going on, and all he's doing is lying. Colbert's lying. They're all lying, and they're all just sitting there lying, and they don't care. All the old folks are lying. The people who are doing the shooting are in their 20s.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not the old guys that are lying. The old guys are lying, and then they're motivating the young guys who are picking up the guns. Because what he's describing, I was kind of thinking about this. One of the best films of all time, although you're far too young to have seen it, Red Dawn.
Excuse me, that's homeschool material.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The original, the remake. What the hell?
Red Dawn. All right, what happened? What happened in Red Dawn? Well, in Red Dawn, what happened is what he's describing is going on in America.
Yeah.
This force swept in, this evil force swept in. They were disappearing people into camps. They're taking over in unmarked trucks. And he's describing essentially what happened to the town in Red Dawn is essentially what's happening in Los Angeles with ICE. And what's happening overall with Trump. It's our own people, but it's Trump doing it and calling the shots. Okay, so who's the hero of the movie in Red Dawn? It's the young kid renegades who hid in the hills, and they would come down on raids.
And drink the deer blood.
And they would shoot up. You did see this movie. They would come in and they would shoot up the bad guys, and then they would leave again. Did anyone go, oh, what's Charlie Sheen doing and Patrick Swayze? Wait a minute, you shot? No, they're the heroes of the movie because the invading, occupying force has taken over the town, and now they're rebelling and they're fighting and they're pushing back and they're yelling, Wolverines! He should just start yelling Wolverines.
But that would be hyperbolic. He would say that that's hyperbolic and that's outrageous.
Right.
And that's no, heaven forbid.
So you've convinced a bunch of through your lies, through your reckless and dangerous lies, you've convinced a bunch of young men to pick up arms and fight. And by the way, if I believed 3 of your syllables, I would go out and fight as well.
Yeah, it's like the whole punch a Nazi in the face.
Right.
Authoritarianism, fascism, lots of freedom, like no due process. These are all really scary things. And from the people that for the last 10 plus years told people like me that conservative speech on college campus is dangerous.
Right.
Now they're trying to say, no, our speech isn't dangerous. Our calls to violence aren't dangerous. Just like on one side of the aisle is that dangerous.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, Newsom's lying and doing what he does for some reason, seizing something that he thinks important. Colbert's more of a useful idiot. He's just kind of going along with it.
How crossed do you think Colbert's legs are under there? Do you think he's sitting crisscross applesauce?
No. You don't need to cross your legs if no one's watching. If they can't see your legs.
He gets to like man spread under there?
He's man spreading under there.
Okay.
Well, Newsom wouldn't need to cross his legs if they had a desk in front of him.
Oh.
But now that people are watching, you need to know how sensitive he is about how deeply he can cross his legs.
It's kind of the same thing as wearing a mask. If you wear a mask, you care about other people. He's demonstrating in that.
Well, unless you're ICE.
Not if you're ICE.
No, but that leftist way. Yes, a COVID mask.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, you got news, Alicia Krause?
We do got news. Roseanne Barr is a little upset at ABC allowing Jimmy Kimmel to return. She says it's a double standard and talks about, quote, I got my whole life ruined, no forgiveness, and all of my work stolen, and I was called racist for a time and eternity for racially misgendering someone. It just shows how they think, and it's a complete double standard. Of course, back in May of 2018, when she tweeted that former Barack Obama advisor Valerie Jarrett was a product of, quote, Planet of the Apes and of the Muslim Brotherhood, ABC yanked her show off the air despite the fact that it was one of the network's most watched series.
Yeah.
She says she thinks that it's not fair and she isn't holding her breath. I guess she didn't watch the monologue last night. She said she didn't expect him to apologize. And she said she's been blacklisted ever since. And she thinks it's not fair.
Well, no one will go along with me on this because when subjects of race come around, everybody gets scared. And then everyone who I speak to just disagrees with me instinctively. But you can look up pictures of Valerie Jarrett and she looks like a middle-aged Armenian woman or something. She does not present as a black woman is what I would say. I went last night because I was like, and I looked at like 5 pictures and I just showed my girlfriend. I goes, does this look like a black woman? She goes, no, but she's something. She can be, first off, this is America. Like if you talk to her and you went, what's your nationality? And she went, my dad's from Honduras and my mom is Dutch. I'd go, well, there you go. Like I would go, you liar, you're black. She doesn't, you can go to the page, the Google image page and look at 9 pictures of her and she doesn't present as a black woman. But
she's a protected class because she's a leftist who worked for their like demigod,
right?
Barack Obama.
But when Roseanne Barr makes the Planet of the Apes reference, and really that's what gets her is the race component, and then Roseanne goes, "I didn't know the bitch was black." Later on, that was her apology. I would not know this is a black woman either by looking at pictures of her. I would assume she's something, but everybody in the United States is something. Do you know what I mean? Like there's plenty of swarthy. If you got most Americans, you went, Valerie Jarrett, what is she? Quick. They'd go Armenian, I guess, or Hispanic. They'd go who?
They would say who, and then you say this lady, she worked for Barack Obama.
Well, okay. Go to the middle picture where she's standing next to an actual black woman.
Like she's with Michelle and Barack right there.
Go next to the middle. I use the word middle. Go to the middle picture. Well, you're going to have to go down because you moved it. Go to the middle where she's standing. All right. That's what a black woman looks like. This looks like a picture of a Hispanic woman standing next to a black woman or man. I don't know exactly what it is anymore. But the whole point is yes,
identifies as a woman.
She was railroaded. There's no doubt.
And so, and I get it's like it's 2 things can be true at once. You can be, against the Roseanne cancellation and also against the Kimmel cancellation.
I think if you're being consistent, you should be.
Right.
But you can't cheer one and not the other.
Well, yeah, and that's what people are kind of saying. And I think that's why you have people kind of on our side of the aisle that are like, yeah, it's time that they get what they deserve, because for so long, like in one of our other news stories, we have, all these people that were canceled and blocked on YouTube at the behest of the Biden administration, by the way, that are finally having their comeuppance.
This is my
Google
whole
reinstating their YouTube accounts years after they were banned for misinformation.
Okay. That's my whole thing with the whole Mark Ruffalos of the world. Please spare me your fucking constitutional arguments all the time and your crocodile tears. This is the Biden administration going to big tech and deplatforming people who disagree, essentially, with whatever message he may be putting out on any subject.
It happened to Jay Bhattacharya, Ben Shapiro, Dave Rubin, Stephen Crowder.
And you said nothing.
Yep.
You said nothing. Yep. You didn't say a fucking word. Yep. So please stop trying to convince me that you're interested in this. Because I did not hear a peep during COVID out of any of these people.
Or even now that it's
now that it's out,
public information,
right?
That Google is admitting that the Biden administration pressed them,
right?
Like Google's like, yeah, they actually did.
No, I sent a tweet out to, I think it was, I know Mike Birbiglia did a thing where comedians need to raise their voice, and I said, you didn't say shit during COVID. You said nothing, and you wanted to shut up comedians who did want to say something during COVID. So don't give me the raise the voices comedian thing. Why don't you just say we're going to cherry pick our subjects and decide whether we should be patriotic or not?
Somebody's on our side or not.
Right. And then we'll speak as comedians.
By the way, this wasn't just during COVID. This also was this Republican-led investigation, of course, this committee was looking into big tech companies, including Google, that censored and suppressed content on their platforms related not just to COVID-19, but also the 2020 election and Hunter Biden.
Oh, Hunter Biden. That didn't turn out. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, my whole thing is just be consistent.
Yeah,
be outraged if you think the government got involved with Kimmel's firing, and then be outraged now
at Meta and Google for this same bullshit.
And Biden.
Yep.
Be outraged over this, because this is a bigger government overreach.
Yep.
But you'll never say a word about it.
But it doesn't, you're right, it is a bigger government overreach, because it didn't just affect like A-listers on the right side of the aisle. It affected people like my mom and my grandpa and my uncle. Like it affected if anything, one might outrage you more than the other, because it affected not just the people with millions of dollars and millions of followers, but your average American that was utilizing these systems that they thought allowed them to have free expression, that was suppressing it the whole entire time.
Yes. All right. Give me one more before we bring her.
You want to talk about Miss Kamala Harris?
Yes, she's great.
She says she now has concerns about trans student athletes, and that Republicans misrepresented her take on trans issues during the campaign.
Wait. I got a philosophical question. I'll ask you, Dawson. I'll ask you too, Alicia. Who at their core is more hollow and sort of less genuine and more just paper thin? Is it Gavin Newsom or is it Kamala Harris? Like who? Here's what I want to say. Let's just say I have a graduated cylinder. You were homeschooled. You didn't have a Bunsen burner. I went to public school.
My tax dollars paid for you to have a Bunsen burner?
I failed Mr. Diliberti's biology class, but I have a graduated cylinder. Are you ready, Dawson? And are you ready, Alicia Crow?
Okay. All right. Here we go.
It's a graduated cylinder, and there's lines on it all the way up, and it's measured. It's there to measure liquid to see how high I get up there. Mm-hmm. And at the top, it says authentic person liquid. Okay. If I put...
God forgot to give that to Kamala.
If I put Gavin Newsom in a Cuisinart... And I know he's heavier than her, but let's erase that. I put Gavin Newsom in a Cuisinart, and I put Kamala Harris in a Cuisinart, and I made them into liquid, and then we dumped it into this graduated cylinder. Who would be more closer to a human? Who would get closer to the top of that? Now, they both be remarkably low.
True.
Right?
I would actually give it to Gavin.
You think he'd get up a little higher?
I think he would.
I think
he might too.
Right? You know why I say that? Because I think he's still kind of friendly with his ex-wife, Kimberly Guilfoyle. So I think that there's like a small dose of like normal humanity still left in that soulless body.
Right. And he doesn't have... He has kids.
It's like he's the Saja boy.
She doesn't have kids, right?
Demon hunters, and he might be able to.
She has
saved.
Doug Emhoff's kids.
Yeah,
Here's
she's
the problem.
Kids.
She what?
She's step. She's
All right,
step kids.
no kids for a woman is a little bit of a marker of less in the beaker, the cylinder. But go ahead.
Here's the problem. When you blend up Gavin Newsom, evil just turns into a gas form and escapes
right.
and
Answer
takes a
the
lot of that
question.
with you.
You gotta
I think
answer
Kamala is more of a person. I think she's a
Really?
dumb person. I think Gavin is incredibly smart and calculated, and
Yeah.
he knows the shit that he's doing.
He's not.
Totally
He's
wrong.
not incredibly smart though, because he can't answer a question. Like,
Well, because he knows he's wrong.
Yeah, he doesn't
But
want
he's
to.
so
I know,
evil.
but
He can-
people.
He doesn't
Hannibal
want it.
Lecter was wrong too, but he could answer the question. You know what I mean? Like he.
Well, this is
I
on-
agree with you. He can. He has little flashes of intelligence, but he also. When you're wrong, you get your shit together and you come up with an answer. He has no. Well, maybe that was
Well,
just
Kamala
me.
couldn't do that either.
That's true.
So-
And she has no kids, which is a little soulless. There, it's tough.
Okay, I'm
tough.
just as the woman in the room. I'm going to say some women might want kids and don't have kids, and some women have step kids, and some women have foster kids and adopted kids, and they're
Well, listen,
Gavin
foster
banged his
kids,
campaign manager's wife.
Yeah. Foster kids and adopted kids, that gets you higher up then. Gets you more in the
you're
cylinder.
like sainthood in my
Yeah,
group,
that's
yeah.
right. If Kamala Harris went, look, I have an
unless you're Amy Coney Barrett, because then the left doesn't
then
like
they
that.
hate you, right? But
You
but if Kamala Harris said, "Look, I have reproductive issues, but I adopted a
Yeah.
bunch of kids from Biafra or something," I'd be like,
Then
"Oh,
she
she's
would
a
have
good-
more of the human
more
serum.
juice." All right, so you got
You
more.
could- I think you could forego the Cuisinart and blend Gavin in one of those magic bullets, and
All right,
that's
well,
all he's going to get in the graduated cylinder. He's not a
the
human.
actual bullet. Okay, no, you say
Although he
you
and
say Gavin more
I
in the,
do,
more in
yeah.
the beaker. Well,
Yeah.
it's a graduate cylinder, but yes.
it's a graduate, just based solely on his like relationships. Right? Like his relationships that he has with people on the other side of the aisle.
I
feel
believe he's a good dad. I believe, he has kids. I believe he cares about his kids. And I think he has some sort of thing where he's not a bad guy. But we're getting to the point, and I think we need to get to this point, which is bad guys with bad and dangerous ideas are still dangerous people. Even if they come in a friendly package, or even if their heart is in the right place, you are you're a politician with a heart of gold who wants to give the young 17-year-old from the wrong side of the tracks a new lease on life, even though he's been arrested 14 times. So you turn him loose and he fucking stabs you, stabs a citizen. I'm sorry, heart of gold person. That still makes you a bad person.
yeah, the intent wasn't there, but the result of it is the hellscape that is California.
By the way, I just want to be clear that a magic bullet is a type of blender,
not a vibrator.
Yeah. No, if it was, oh boy, I'm gonna meet that lady.
He and Kamala have a similar answer though on the trans issue. It's like they say that they have concerns about it and it's not fair, but they don't give like a straight up answer about what they're going to do.
Gavin has to straddle a line of saying he's into fairness and it's not fair, but then he won't physically
do
verbally
about
take
it.
a stand on anything. Yeah.
Or tell the California
way,
Sports Commission to, not let
you saying it's an issue of fairness is very ambiguous because both
Which side are you
sides
talking to?
argue it's
Exactly.
unfair that my daughter, who's now my son, or my son that's now can't compete against, so it's a cop-out zero answer.
It is. Kamala said, quote, "I agree with the concerns expressed by parents and players that we have to take into account biological factors such as muscle mass and unfair student athletic advantage when we determine who plays on which teams, especially in contact sports." But she continued, "With goodwill and common sense, I believe that we can come up with ways to do this without vilifying and demonizing children."
Nobody vilifies and demonizes. They just go, we don't want people with an unfair biological advantage whooping up on the girls.
Boy
That's not
doing
demonizing or
sprints against the
villainizing. We
girls.
don't want it.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest thing ever. It's like, what do you got? What's your problem with drag queens? I don't want them at the library dancing in front of 5-year-olds. That's all.
My favorite video.
You want to go down to Queen Mary and shake your fucking moneymaker and tuck your junk between your legs? Do it all night.
That is literally demonizing them.
I've demonized them.
Ace Man, Brandon in St. Louis. Gonna see where this puts me on the sandwich ranking here. Mom would get all the good stuff, the roast beef, the hoagie rolls, the pepper jack cheese, the good mayo, everything that makes a great sandwich, and then tell me to make it myself. Just wondering where that ranks on your scale. Is that a 2 or a 12? Peace out, brother.
You can leave us a message at 888-634-1744.
That's a 7.5. I mean, she got all the good fixins for a sandwich. There's a certain part of the sandwich making that is personal. You know what I mean? Like, you know, there's mayo, but there's how much mayo. There's mustard, but there's how much mustard. There's pickles, but how many pickles. Like, there is
a dollop or a sprinkle of love.
That's right. And so one has to decide that. And also, it's a practical skill for a young male to learn his sandwich.
Well, you're looking at a sandwich artist right here, Subway, class of 98.
You worked there.
Was a sandwich artist. I knew how to cut the U-gouge. I knew how to, communicate.
U-gouge,
yeah. There's the old style.
But there's also there's a foreplay to it that people really cannot. Listen, you sit on the sofa and you're like, Mom, where's the sandwich? But you've eliminated the foreplay. When I used to live in La Crescenta, there was an Armenian market up on Foothill, just a little Armenian place. And I would go there and I'd buy beefsteak, tomato, and I'd go to like the deli part and I'd get the provolone and I'd get the smoked turkey, and it was all like foreplay.
Yeah.
Get the rolls, I'd go home, I'd cut a big wheel of like the beefsteak, tomato, and start soaking it in olive oil and vinegar, pepper and salt while I was making the sandwich. And it was like by the time I bit into that sandwich,
the ritual is complete.
It was orgasm time. Yeah, there's an element of that. But all right, if your mom went and got all the good stuff,
top quality,
you're at least a 7.5. My dad would get the deviled meat spread, whatever it was called, armor meat spread. It was like, God knows. I mean, you know what I mean? Like it was below Spam and below bologna.
It's made out of real armadillos, though.
Yeah, like weird mystery meat, potted meat, they called it.
We were poor, and my mom would never have that in the house. Never.
Okay.
Yo, I got hit with the Spam on the regular.
I want to say
we do
this.
Spam all the time.
Oh, okay,
I had
okay.
Spam 2 days ago.
So I want to say, but here's what I want to say, because now it's timely with all the SNAP stuff and all that kind of stuff. This thing where it's like, these people are poor. First off, they're fat. So I don't know where the nutrition or malnutrition or whatever. The average person on SNAP is giving away 50 pounds to the average person. It's not. But also, just because you're poor doesn't mean you need to eat like shit. I was always poor, but always when I was out on my own. I was poor, but I was like, I'm still going to the Armenian market. I'm still going to get the shit that's good. I'm still going to get the shit that's nutritious. And you know what? I'm going to make 9 sandwiches out of this. It's not going to cost that much. You don't have to eat like you're poor just because you're poor. You can be creative and be
Well,
and
it's not like LA County school system led you to believe that certain foods are more nutritious than the other. So I count that as a win for Newsom.
They serve square pizza at my school. That's even the right shape.
Oh, but on everybody's school. Yeah. It's square. It's made of some type of plastic and has red on it.
Like the hot dogs are like gray.
Oh, yeah.
It was like the hot hamburgers were gray. Like I was like, yuck.
They shipped them in from the East Coast just for you.
All right, what stories you got?
We got the news. Forget about Tom Aspinall, Cyril Gane. There's a new rivalry brewing.
Who won that fight? I didn't even find out.
No one.
No one?
No.
You watched it?
No contest. A poke in the eye. Sorry to report.
Round one?
Round one, just getting going. Cyril Gahn looked like he was coming alive. Looked like he had corrected his tendency to burn out real quick. And Tom Aspinall never got a takedown, never got going, got poked in the eye about a minute shy of the first stanza ending.
Okay.
Yeah. Look, Riley Gaines is responding to AOC's personal attacks and calls out virtue signaling. There was like a little tweet battle going on with the two. You'll see this. Riley Gaines tweeting that we're being destroyed from within.
It's a picture of Ndami and AOC and Bernie Sanders up on stage drinking in the adoring crowd from the rally a couple days back. Right. So Riley Gaines says we're being destroyed from within. And then AOC says maybe if you channeled all this anger into swimming faster, you wouldn't have come in fifth, which kind of shows her stupidity. There's a new world order, which is women more than men, but men as well. Jasmine Crockett's this way, AOC's this way. They put their fucking stupidity on display on a daily basis and have no problems with how fucking dumb they sound on a daily basis. So first off, I don't know. I feel like you could channel your anger into the UFC, perhaps, maybe the ring, maybe the football field, maybe hockey, but anger and swimming is probably not going to help you, probably hurt your form a little. And then secondly, she's just basically saying our country's coming undone. I don't know how angry it is, but Riley Gaines, it's always we support women's rights until it's women who want the right to compete and undress free from less than mediocre men. So I don't know what AOC's thing is. First off, the angle. Okay, there's an angle. The angle of you were beat and you should have tried harder, or what kind of champion are you? If you're swimming against dudes who have a huge advantage on you, then no, that is not your fault. It's not possible. But any more than you were talking about Cyril Gahn or Gain?
Cyril Gahn.
Okay, Cyril Gahn. I don't know what woman could walk in there and take that guy down. Do they exist? I don't
Gabby
know.
Garcia could give him a run for his money, but doubtful beyond that.
Right. So it's not going to happen. So there's an advantage. So she was taken advantage of and cheated out of something that she'd been working at since she was 5 or 6. So she has a problem with it.
But it's trolling. This is a new strategy.
I get it, but AOC's point the real one was, what's her name, who's running for California governor, was arguing with Piers Morgan the other day. I don't know what the fuck she's talking about.
Betty Yee.
Men have a distinct physical advantage. You guys can talk, or Whoopi Goldberg. You guys can talk in retarded circles for as long as you want. Now, men have a clear advantage. So if you are going to let biological men compete with women, we're going to have to address it. That's all. And it's not something anyone ever wanted, including Riley Gaines. She had this foisted upon her at a later stage of her career, and she got gypped out of a medal. So what would you like her to do, lady who likes ladies, who like fierce, tough women? We have Riley talking to Fox News. And I know they hate Riley Gaines because of her politics. It's not really about this. It's more about the politics. But we'll hear what she has to say, I guess, about AOC.
Here's what I will say. I want to honestly challenge AOC to a debate. She can defend socialism. I will defend capitalism. She can defend removing God. I will defend embracing a biblical worldview. She can defend child sacrifice. I will defend the sanctity of life. Any of the radical, insane democratic policies and platform that they stand for, I will debate the opposite. I'm challenging AOC to adhere.
I thought you were going to challenge her to like a freestyle, 100 freestyle or something. I'm like, that's not
that too.
That's an unfair fight. Or
a fair fight to her is putting a man in the pool.
Yeah, no, you can wear you can wear like 100-pound weight and challenge her to it. That would be fair, actually. Mark and Riley, both of you, thank you.
It's writing bits for Fight Circus now.
Yeah, that would be that'd be a huge pay-per-view. Those two in the pool, but also sadly, it would turn out most guys just beat off before they got to the finish line.
It's going to be a different kind of pool.
Yeah, they'd be like, who won? I don't know. I came about the 50-meter mark, and
Post-nut clarity's setting in. I'm getting a hot dog.
I want to take a nap during my refractory period. Yeah. All right. Well, listen, AOC is nuts, but also AOC, then people need to think about this. She is the spokeswoman for the New World Order of crazy chicks with no facts and an inability to think, who do not focus on facts or numbers or data, who are all feelings-based, coming to the fore and just shouting and crying and creating, and then dumb people voting for them because of how emotionally invested they are.
TikTokified.
With things. Yeah, so it's sad, and we're going to get into trouble if these people are in charge. But they shall be. But then we will get into trouble, then we'll figure it out. Yeah, Betty Yee. I think Dawson got her name right. Yeah, she was on Pierce Morgan. I mean, she made a fool of her. They make fools of themselves because they don't have the data and they don't have the facts. They just have feelings. And so feelings are great when you're 9 and you're trying to get your way because it kind of works. But later on, it doesn't really work because you're arguing with people that have follow-up questions and data and don't really care about your feelings. And then you end up looking foolish. But there's something where they don't mind themselves looking foolish, which is new.
Yeah, I think that's a byproduct of the internet era.
It is.
You have to, the person with less shame, they win the game.
Yeah, I guess so. All right, what else we got?
Yeah, next up, a bummer. The Dodgers lost the World Series game last night. Man, but Meghan Markle and Prince Harry were booed during it.
That's got to be funny.
Well, that is a small win, I guess, for humanity.
So they were at the game.
Yeah.
All the celebs go to the game.
Yeah.
The Dodgers, I had a weird thing the day before when they went 18. I think they went, did they go 18 innings? They went 18 innings.
Yeah. I believe so, yeah.
How many times, Dawson, you can look it up, did Ohtani get on base in that game? Because they may never...
Chuck's saying 9 right off the top.
9. Yeah, I thought it was 8 or 9. Who else in history is going to get on base 9 times in a World Series game? Well, and once you narrow it down to World Series, the answer is never.
Yeah.
Because how you'd have to go, well, it'd be real tough.
That would be a statistic that we heard, 9, ridiculous. Are you looking it up? That's pretty amazing.
Well, it's 9. All right. I had a weird moment where I was getting on my rowing machine. And I tend to watch TMZ when I get on my rowing machine. But the Dodger game was on, and it was like in the 8th inning. And I got on my rowing machine, and I thought, man, I hope there's enough game left so I can do my row and still watch the game without going into...
And you rode your ass to Indochina.
I rode all the way to Thailand. No, I quit after a half an hour. But I was like... I remember sitting on the rowing machine going, well, how long? See, we got the top of the, we got the bottom, we got the top of the 8th. Okay, top of the 8th, then the bottom of the 8th. Yeah. Then if the Dodgers score, well, they won't get up. And I was trying to figure out.
Remember the new 2-minute rule, you know what I mean? The box. Yeah.
So it was literally, that was at like 8:15. At 11:15, I was still watching the game, just sitting in my bathrobe. And I was like, my God, this thing is not ended. So I don't think anyone's getting up 9 times in a World Series game. On base, I should say. 9 times. Well, they're not going to get up, but on base, 9 times in a World Series, one game. I don't.
He's a rare talent, Ohtani.
These guys go the whole. I mean, there are plenty of people that go a series and don't get on base 9 times, for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously, he got walked, intentionally walked. And let me say about the intentional walk. They now just tell you you're walked. They don't walk them. They used to have to walk them. 4 balls.
I remember the whole catcher takes his
it.
mask off and stands and plays with his papa.
Yeah. Okay. I don't like all the padding and the gloves and the sliding mittens and the on-base mittens and the protectors and everything.
It's a lot.
So he goes up there full armadillo. Then they go, we're walking you. And he goes, oh, okay. And he starts unstrapping all his stuff and just leaves a pile of equipment on home plate. Yeah. And the bat boy has to go get it.
Little strip tease.
Here's the thing. First. Don't put it on if you're going to be walked. Everyone knows you're going to be walked. Don't put the fucking pads on. Just go up there.
Or think about it this way. Get a samurai team, you know what I mean, to take off all that armor real quick and get back to the dugout. That boy, he could be repurposed.
You know my policy, no pads or whatever pads you put on, you are wearing it the entire time you're on the bases.
That's why I've been wearing my cup to every show.
Ties a record for most on-base record single game, previously held by Stan Hack in 1942. In a World Series game? Because I kept saying...
No, that's just a regular game.
I know. I said World Series 5 times because I said it'll never happen in a World Series game. But it'll never happen in a World Series game, but it did happen. That regular season, yeah, baseball's 120 years old, sure. They go to extra innings. That I figured, but not in a World Series game.
Yeah.
Stan Hack. And also, everybody had nicknames back then, Stan Whitey Hack or Stan Lefty Hack, but this is just Stan Hack. Okay. 83 years, it's happened twice in in terms of regular season, but it's never going to happen again. So
Take that, Hack.
Take that, Hack. All right, what else you got?
Hey, CNN.
Wait,
anchor.
they booed. Is there audio?
Yeah, I know. I was wondering if you guys were going to hit me with that. Maybe them getting booed. I don't really understand why they booed him. Can you explain it to me? Because I get it. Meghan Markle's a princess, but they just rejected the princesshood. Prince Harry seems like a great guy because he was a Apache helicopter pilot. That's pretty bad.
Here's what we don't like. All right, sorry. We'll run it back. But they put him up on the Jumbotron, and here we go.
Oh, you can hear it. Yeah, maybe it's a whole No Kings protest.
Here's what
no princes either.
We hate complainers. And she does this thing where there's a couple things. She does this thing where she goes, when I met him, I didn't know he was a prince. I never knew anything. I just was attracted to the balding ginger guy.
Navy SEAL security guards he got rolling around with them everywhere.
Right. So they don't like that. They don't like that. They also don't like when they just do these multi-million-dollar deals like Netflix and Spotify go, we'll give you $50 million, and they haven't earned their way there. What the fuck by the way, what does Prince Harry or Obama know about making fucking documentary films? What the fuck does Michelle Obama know about documentary films? The answer is nothing. Nothing. But she gets multi-million-dollar advances, and people don't like that. Because no kings, remember?
Solid point.
Right.
Solid point.
And then and this is why we're learning to hate Michelle Obama, they start complaining about not being seen or racism or the pressure or what it's like when people are fucking struggling and you're living next to Oprah in a fucking vineyard and you won't stop fucking complaining about your life. Fuck right off.
I have a question. Mm-hmm. I don't know if we know. Did they have a last name? Because he apparently, we're not supposed to call him Prince anymore because he left.
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't he be like Harry Fitzpatrick?
Yeah.
Or something? They're still going to call him Prince Harry, but I'm curious. These people have last names, right?
He should adapt Prince's symbol.
Nice.
As the prince, who doesn't want to be Prince.
Well, I was going Harry Markle.
Yeah, Harry Markle. Anyway, the whole point is rich people, privileged people complaining. And guys, I don't know, you guys tell me. I think guys kind of get that, like, hey, man, you live in a big fucking house. You're super rich. You fucking shut up.
Yeah.
Women will always complain. They'll go, the fuck, I want to go to get my hair done, and the chick fucked my hair up, or I went to go get my car detailed, and the guy fucked up my Rolls Royce. Like, they can't, it's in them.
It's inherent.
So they put a camera on them, and then the chick starts complaining from Oprah's house, and then everyone turns on her. It's really her that we don't like. I don't think it's him.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
It's her. And then he being pee-whipped, I think is the other part. Also, there's a thing, the other thing, she's really covered a lot of bases. Doing the as a black woman thing when you pass is an Italian woman. Like you have olive-colored skin and you have straight, long hair. Like nobody sees her as a black woman. And
she looks like J-Lo.
Right, and she does the as a black woman, and then she probably looks more Anglo than J-Lo does. But you're trying to play the race card and the woman card and the woe is me card when you're fucking rich and nobody feels sorry for you, and that's where we turn.
I forgot it was that lady. Now I remember.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Prince Harry does have a last name. It's David, so his name is Harry David.
Oh, Larry. Harry and Larry David. Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah, I got to shave my Harry Davids.
Mm-hmm.
Don Lemon's in the news being blasted as Two-Face. As he said, conservative commentator Megyn Kelly looks trans.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She fooled me. All right.
Me too,
Let's
bud.
listen to what he has to say.
Is Megyn Kelly chopped?
I don't know what that means. I don't know what is chopped. I've heard it, but I don't know what that means. What does chopped mean?
She's gonna get mad at me, dude. I don't know if I want this heat.
What does chopped mean?
Chopped means like not hot.
Yeah, she's chopped. I don't know, the whole MAGA look.
It's all the MAGA
it's
ladies.
Too
They
much.
look kind of looks like a Barbie doll covered in like WD-40.
I think she looks trans.
So chopped means not hot or formerly hot? We got to look up chopped.
It's like the kids, they're like, oh, that's chopped. Like, it's like ugly. He doesn't look right.
Can you be 19 and chopped?
I mean, it's possible.
You know.
Listen, I was pretty meathead, yeah.
No, what I'm saying.
Oh, wow.
They mean formerly hot, not anymore?
According to the Urban Dictionary, chopped is the fuggliest, nastiest, most disgusting of them all.
I will say this. Here's what I will say.
Boy, she chopped translates to that girl ugly ass.
Okay,
wow.
Let's see if we can break this
You
down.
need an Urban Dictionary for the Urban Dictionary.
I'll give you two examples of this. She was in a movie where she was being portrayed by like Charlize Theron.
Yeah.
And Charlize Theron is didn't look any better
Not
than
as hot.
her.
Yeah,
like in movies, like if you take a look at how movies work, like you do Made in America with Tom Cruise. The actual guy who was the pilot who ran the drugs was a fat, bald dude from Louisiana, and then Tom Cruise comes in. Like that. Very rarely is the star the person who portrays you in a movie not an upgrade from you in real life.
Yeah.
That is very rare. I would argue, I don't know, I'm going to see Megyn pretty soon. I don't know if Megyn is 53 or 55. I don't know what she is. I don't know who has put together more hot years. Like, she was piping at 17, right? Now she's 53. I don't know. You look it up. I'm not asking for body language, Andrew. Use your computer. Look on your phone. It'll tell you. But the point is she's had pretty much a 40-year uninterrupted streak of hotness.
Yeah, no.
And by the way, I don't know when the end is coming, but not soon. She's 54. All right, I'm going to go with a 40-year hotness streak and not going anywhere. Still hot.
Now, I think that Don Lemon, from his cloud in the sky as a black man with Black Don't Crack, you know what I mean? He's saying that since she got some plastic surgery, or maybe allegedly, or maybe didn't, that, because trans do the same thing, get plastic surgery, that's what he's pitching at.
I don't, I've been to Thailand. and I've seen it all. And I am telling you that you don't get much better looking than Megan.
Lady boys?
Than Megyn Kelly.
Oh.
And the trans thing is comical, but it seems a little petty. But also, the host of the show saying ugly is a weird way to go. It's a weird angle. Listen, maybe this is congratulatory. But
right.
if you want to attack me, don't go unfunny. Never funny. Fuck guys, fucking not funny. I'm funny. I'm funnier than almost everybody, and including people you think are funny. That's not the angle. Pick other angles with me. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But it's fine. You can find other angles. I'm open to other angles, but don't work the not funny. That's not a good angle because I've made millions of dollars from 30 years being funny. So that's not an angle. And don't pick Megyn Kelly ugly angle. Bad angle. Pick unfunny.
Yeah, but this is a clip farm kid. You know what I'm saying? This kid with his poofy hair is trying to get this a reaction.
All right, so he thinks she's chopped, which is ugly, and then Don Lemon thinks maybe trans. Okay. Don Lemon's also a dope, which is weird. He doesn't, and by the way, he has no dope self-awareness either, like we were talking about. Like Whoopi Goldberg has no dope self-awareness. Many of these women don't have a dope self-awareness like AOC. Like you sound like a fucking dope when you talk. Don Lemon sounds like a dope, but he's not bothered by it, which again is a gift.
Yeah, it's what they refer to as a silly twink.
So let's,
aka himbo.
Let's listen. Let's listen to it one more time. Let's see. Himbo. I like that.
Is Megyn Kelly chopped?
I don't know what that means. I don't know what is chopped. I've heard it, but I don't know what that means. What does chopped mean?
She's gonna get mad at me, dude. I don't know if I want this heat.
What does chopped mean?
Chopped means like not hot.
Yeah, she's chopped. I don't know, the whole MAGA look.
It's all the
also, let's pause for a second.
Kind of looks like.
Who are we comparing Megyn Kelly to? The populace at large?
Yeah.
Like who are we comparing her to? My mom, your girlfriend, my old girlfriend? Like who are we comparing Megyn Kelly to? Because she's in rarefied hot air. She's a hot air balloon, and she's in rarefied stratosphere of hot. Like, you can go, oh, she's not hot, but who are we comparing her to? I'll tell you what. Let's just go to the supermarket. I'll tell you what. I will take these two pussies and go to the closest supermarket. I'll give you 2 hours to push around a cart. You need to produce a woman who's hotter than Megyn Kelly. If you can't, then shut the fuck up. Or go suck off Don Lemon somewhere.
Well, I'm going to Sydney Sweetie's Errolwan.
That's true, but she probably has her fat assistant doing the shopping.
Damn it. Foiled again.
All right, let's bring it home, Mayhem. Boston, Mass. at the Wilbur. That'll be the 6th coming up on Thursday. That's a good show. That's a good theater. Fun times there. Historic. Then Buffalo, New York, Electric City. Then I'll be with who? Megyn Kelly in Duluth, Georgia. Gas South Arena with Megyn. You go to adamcarolla.com for all the live shows. Becky Robinson, you can check out her website, BeckyRobinsonTheGreat.com. Mayhem, what do you got?
Yeah, MayhemNow.com and buy a t-shirt. And guess what, man? We got all kinds of stuff on Mayhem Miller Instagram.
So, till next time, Eastman for Mayhem and Becky Robinson saying mahalo. In the doc, I got so much to get into. It gets right out of the gate like an action movie getting out of the gate with a car chase scene or something.
Okay?
With the whole,
go
ahead and just vape away.
Nicotine is not.
Yeah, I don't care.
I don't smoke pot.
So
for the record.
the flying the Air France jetliner. Right at the beginning. I mean, it just grabs you and pulls you in right at the beginning because it's this great recreation. It's you and your fiance.
Yeah.
You're flying to Europe or back
Actually,
from Europe.
there was my wife by that point.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Wife by
we're
that
coming back
point.
from the honeymoon. Yeah.
Right.
Donna.
And back in the day when there were rules, but not too many rules for celebrities, and people sort of trusted people, and you were getting loaded on the plane.
Sure.
And you get up to the galley there, and the navigator comes out of the cockpit, recognizes you.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you're in the cockpit.
Says the captain wants to meet you.
Right.
And then they want to take photos.
Right.
And then I'm like, let me put your jacket on so it looks cooler, you know?
Right.
And
The pilot's jacket.
then he hands me his pilot's cap.
Right.
And then he's standing, and I see his empty seat, and I'm like, do you mind? And he's like,
the pilot's seat.
Yeah, but of course, Mr. Sheen. And I sit down, and then I'm kind of, we're all just, the first officer, pilot's behind me standing. I'm in his seat. I'm in the pilot's seat, and I just casually say, "Is George flying the plane?" I knew enough about it to know that's the international thing for autopilot. And
how many drinks would you say you've had
at that point in the flight?
Yeah,
8.
Okay,
8 shots, but over like 3 hours.
Yeah, listen,
so they're kind of spaced out a little bit.
You're talking to me. You're not talking to Mark Carolla. It's like 8 shots. Right. You can do a show. You can fly a plane.
Right. So, but what was such a trip is when I asked if George was flying the plane, he just reaches up and flips a switch and says, "Not anymore."
So you got the yoke.
And yeah. And at first, I didn't do anything with it. I was just hands on it,
Mm-hmm.
And then I looked at both of them, and I was just kind of like, gave a shrug, like, will this next thing be okay? And they gave me a thumbs up,
Right.
We were, and the adjustments were so minute. They were just microscopic.
But you're flying the plane
just for like a minute.
Right.
It's like 68 seconds. But then what was a trip is when I pulled back on it, and I could feel us doing
rising.
Yeah, and it was, but then they were seeing that this, could go other places.
Right.
And he just reaches up and just flick.
Puts autopilot
George back on. Yeah.
Right.
And then you could feel this thing just settle back into what it knew it was supposed to be doing,
Yeah, it's right at the top of episode 1.
Right.
And it really just kind of pulls you in.
I think so.
And it's very, it's a great illustration of substance mixed with a kind of lifestyle, mixed with a kind of mixed with a kind of a privilege, that you get to fly a plane.
Sure.
Mixed with like a little bit of a bygone era, even though it's not that long ago. But this is kind of stuff you got to do. There was a Nick Cage incident on the plane that I thought was pretty compelling as well.
That was nuts.
Yeah.
That was nuts. And what's interesting is in the doc where you see Nick telling the story on Letterman, right?
Yes.
And and that was the first time I'd ever seen Nick telling the story on Letterman was in the doc.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't know that he'd ever told it.
Uh-huh.
And so when Renz puts us side by side with that quote, this is your captain, I'm not feeling well, I'm losing control of the aircraft, right? It's identical as though we planned it.
Right.
And we didn't.
Right. So it's true.
Yes, our stories match verbatim.
Well, you guys were flying to San Francisco?
We were, yeah. It was Frisco or Vegas? It was Frisco. Yeah,
I think it was Frisco, according to the doc. And now I don't know what you guys were doing in Frisco.
We were going up there. We wanted to watch Apocalypse in Francis Coppola, his uncle, one of his houses or his main house, because he had a screening room with a great sound setup.
Because he's a descendant related to
exactly, yeah,
Coppola,
which is his real name.
Well, yeah, you guys sort of have that weird switcheroo sort of,
right?
Yeah, with the last name.
Yeah, and so that was the plan. Mm-hmm. And somehow on the way there, it turned into that thing. But it wasn't that thing before
for people who haven't seen it,
okay,
he liked to party.
Yeah, I mean, not like me.
Right.
But when the two of us came together the first time, it's almost like we were strangely like looking for each other or looking for the experience that the other could provide.
Yeah, and also, I mean, to be fair to him, I mean, I know it's a semantics thing, but he liked to party and you like to poison. Like, there's a thing where, like, people want to party, but what you weren't doing is partying. You went beyond the party.
Oh yeah,
I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I was trying to get to a place and stay there.
Right. He wanted to party,
but his partying was always just booze.
Uh-huh.
So he never did drugs.
Right.
Until the two of us wound up in the same boat one night,
So he went and had drinks and then went and grabbed the blower, the intercom.
Yes.
On the flight.
Is that slang for it? Is it a blower? I love that. I like that. But it had already been established, like Eddie B and Phil and Carrie, we'd already done a silly little act for the benefit of the passengers.
Oh.
So we were, because they still had that curtain separating.
Right.
So we'd pull the curtain back with the mic
and
say something really goofy and get a couple laughs.
Right.
And the people were into it, right?
Sort of like early Southwest when they do a little shtick up there.
Exactly. Right. And so, and everybody thought it was harmless. And yeah, these guys are hammered, but they're it's completely
right.
Everything's under control.
Right.
And then the blower winds up within Cage's grip.
Right.
And he just somehow, I don't know why, he saw the tone that we had set.
Right.
But chose to take it where he did.
Which is saying he was the captain.
Impersonating the captain, that he's not feeling well and he's losing control of the airplane. And it was right out of the movies. You hear people start screaming. Like there's always that high-pitched female scream in the movies, right? That happened.
Right.
So, and we were in a panic, and he didn't know the amount of cocaine I had on me.
Yes, 1.3 grams, maybe.
No, it was like two ounces.
Oh, ounces.
Yeah,
I get my grams and my ounces.
No, it's fine. Yeah,
2 ounces is a lot.
Yeah, in a fat Ziploc.
How many grams are in an ounce?
16, 14. No, 28. There's 28 grams in an ounce.
We'll look it up. But so if you're talking about 48 grams of 28.
28. Okay.
So you're talking about almost 28.3 and change, but you're talking about 50 grams of cocaine? Pretty
much about that, yeah.
That's a lot of cocaine.
Well, I didn't know how long we were going to be up there. I didn't know how many times we were going to watch Apocalypse. Come on.
Right.
So
that's taped to your ankle?
No, the inside of my
inner thigh.
Inner thigh, yeah.
Because, by the way, that's enough to get intent to distribute. Like
perhaps
that's enough to get in real trouble.
Perhaps, yeah.
Well, I'll put it to you this way: if that's a civilian, that's enough. If you can lawyer up, you can get Mark Garagos to sober up, come out of the bathroom. You'll probably be okay.
That would suck if that was the day I needed him. But wouldn't they just kind of mash up all of those charges together? There'd be FAA stuff, there'd be federal violations, there'd be
some RICO and some interstate commerce. There'd be all of it.
All of it.
So the cops, the feds, the marshals are waiting for you when you get off the plane.
They are.
Because somebody radioed ahead.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And the steward, are they called stewards still?
I don't know what we call them.
The male flight attendant, and exactly as Nick tells it on Letterman, like walks right up to him, like this purposeful walk, and stops right in front of him and points him right in the face and says, "Not cool, mister, not cool."
Yeah.
And that was about 10 minutes before landing.
Right.
So we kind of knew that there might be, we might have company.
Right.
You know.
And the door of the plane opens. There's uniformed guys there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, there's guys in suits and uniforms. And we're like, huh.
Right. Now, Nick's the one who was on the blower, as we like to call it. You had picked it up, but done a more innocent use of the intercom.
Yeah,
you're not necessarily in his boat, but you are in his crew.
Right, but it would be like the what do they call it? Felony murder when the wheelman.
Yeah, you're the wheelman.
You shoot the bank guard, and then you're just as So but I was wearing a Dick Tracy hat. that I bought at the airport before I was having a bad hair day, and I was like, I'll just hide under this thing, and it was like $12. It was that yellow, really cheap material, and so my act to the cabin was speaking into the Dick Tracy communicator. You know? I don't know. That doesn't come close to answering your question. But so I still had a measure of goodwill with the passengers.
Right.
Yeah, because nobody knew at that point I was a drug mule.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So you got this stuff taped to your inner thigh.
Right.
You're detained.
We are detained.
And now you're moments away from a situation where it's like you get pulled over and you're worried about a DUI, but you got a body in the trunk.
Exactly.
And this could get a lot worse.
Could get a lot worse. Yeah.
Right.
It was that thing again where, one of them was two guys were Cage fans, a couple guys were Sheen fans, and we could feel it start to turn.
Yeah.
The worm in our favor, and that's when the first wave of relief kind of, okay, this is not going to be a life-changing evening.